Hi guys, my name's Sia.
My name is Max.
And welcome to Money Matters. Today we're going to be discussing COVID-19 and the impact that it's had on people financially. So most of you may know, and if you don't know someone personally, you probably have been affected yourself in some way or the other. A lot of workplaces have been closed due to social distancing. A lot of people's money and income has completely stopped for those, for example, that are self-employed, and people that own businesses like restaurants are struggling. So we're going to get into policies that could or should have been in place to avoid, being at a standstill financially, and also give you guys a few examples so you understand in depth and in detail how you could have stopped yourself or how you could protect yourself going forward. Max, we were talking a little bit about Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And you pulled up a tweet or some stats about Wimbledon.
From the top of my head, Wimbledon paid about $2 million a year for 17 years, right? For pandemic insurance. Okay. Now, 10 years ago or 17 years ago when they done it, a lot of people would have thought, do you know what, these people are crazy.
Because what's a pandemic?
Why are you putting $2 million a year into pandemic insurance? So obviously over time, on the 17th year, I think they must have paid into their insurance about 35 million or 37 million, about that. When COVID-19 happened, which was on the 17th year of their cover, they gained back in more than they actually put into the insurance company. And that was about 140 something million.
So that's a big difference in what they paid.
They put in 30 something and got 140 something back in. So obviously insurance is an investment. Now, what kind of triggers me a little bit is when people think when we're talking about insurance and cover, we're salespeople.
Yeah.
I'm an insurance salesman. No, I'm not an insurance salesman. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
I'm coming to help you. I want to help your pockets. Have I not seen many celebrities now on Twitter ranting about how their businesses are suffering? Yeah. People's pockets are bleeding. Yeah. Right now as we speak. People's pockets are bleeding right now as we speak.
Due to lack of knowledge.
And if you look outside of London, the economy is absolutely in disarray. Absolutely. It's affected Leeds and Sheffield and Newcastle more than it's affected us in London here. Do you understand? So when we're talking about cover, it's important. Look, life is not all about enjoyment. Clue yourself up. Clue yourself up if you want to go somewhere. Yeah. Do you understand? If you want to do something with yourself, get information that will help you. For example, not a lot of business owners know that public liability has pandemic insurance inclusive. Is
that at an extra cost?
It could be, depending on the provider. It could be. But a lot of people say, I have a business, I must have public liability.
I know a lot of businesses that don't even have public liability insurance.
And that's illegal. That's even illegal. If I'm not even police, I'll close your own shop down. I'll come there and close everything.
Close everything.
Because that's illegal. What are you doing with a shop, a business, an organization, and you don't have public liability?
Or you don't know enough about all the options that are available to you.
It's ridiculous. And do you know what? Public liability is there to protect and help you.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that public liability is to prevent them being taken to court, for example. So they may think, if somebody comes and slips, but no one's going to fall down in my shop, so I don't need public liability. They don't think about protecting themselves and their business.
From a financial hit. Yeah. You're protecting yourself. And it's very important.
Yeah. I was watching Half Cast podcast the other day with Chucky and Dan, and Dan was talking about how he owns a studio and obviously self-employed, same thing for Chucky, and how the pandemic has essentially affected them, and because they can no longer work. So there's a lot of people that are self-employed, that are creatives, that are rappers, musicians, that get money on shows or videography, all of that. You only are able to make money if you are able to be at events. And now COVID has happened. Let's say someone has a business and we're talking about this pandemic insurance or public liability. If you have a business, what are the key things that you would say that they need other than, well, not even other than public liability, but in addition to public liability?
Professional indemnity cover, depending on the business, obviously. You might want to have a relevant life policy, but obviously that will be complementary of your employees. the people that are working for you. All of this stuff, obviously, you can get in touch with us and we'll be able to put these things in place for you and have a proper conversation, which also brings me to my next point. Do you know how many business owners do not have financial advisors?
Advisors, yeah.
I met a young man that had a quite successful business. I said to him, do you have a financial advisor? He said to me, my lawyer deals with all of that. What? What? Your what? Lawyer.
Yeah.
Since when did your lawyer know about finance?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? No, do you have a financial it's inside the word. We're here, financial advisors. Do you have someone that's assigned taking care of all your protection?
Yeah.
Do you understand? And the person that's doing that needs to be ruthless. Needs to be very ruthless with what they're doing. They need to understand the market, understand your business, and understand what you need, and need to be ruthless with it. One of my clients said, you know what? He pays like, it doesn't have to be this expensive, but he pays like, I don't know, £800-900 for all of his insurances for the month, yeah? He said to me, when my policies come out, I just get very angry. Just seeing life insurance leave, it's frustrating. Then he says critical illness leaving, even more frustrated.
When
then
you should be
car
more
insurance.
at peace and be happy.
I'm like, but sir, at the end of the day, all of these insurances are there to help who? He said when he sees private medical, he start having anxiety. you see life insurance, now your body's shaking. Anyhow, all of these things, like, he was making me laugh so much. But I said to him, do you know what? At the end of the day, we're there to help you. All of this is there to help you, And he's one of my most faithful clients. And that's what I love, because now he texts me, he's like, do you know what? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for persisting. Thank you for making me see the importance, because now this COVID-19 has really shown people who will stand, whose businesses will stand
in this testing time. People like McDonald's, KFC, they're not stressed. When it came to closing KFC and McDonald's, there was no stress around it. They just put a message up for us.
I don't even know where the owner's from, this McDonald's guy.
They're franchise, isn't it? McDonald's.
This guy is sitting in the tower somewhere comfortable. Because he has pandemic insurance. They are it doesn't matter if you're a billionaire, no organization will want to pull money out of their own pocket and start paying employees for nothing. Yeah. Or having buildings that they have to rent consistently or lease, and they have to pay it and there's nothing coming in. Doesn't matter how much money you have, nobody wants that kind of stress. Yeah. I heard, what's that guy's name? Hell's Kitchen guy.
Not Jamie Oliver, the other guy.
The other one. I think it's Gordon Ramsay or something like that. He fired 500 staff. That one definitely didn't have pandemic insurance. He said everybody has to go. Go. He fired everybody. Do you know how many families suffered with that? I mean, look, we're laughing, because we're looking at the banter side of it.
Yeah, but on a serious note, it's crazy.
A serious note, when I heard that and I saw it in the news, I thought, God, imagine my mum worked for him.
Yeah, it's mad. Imagine if your mum was the main breadwinner in the household.
In the house.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about being furloughed. The article said he fired. He didn't furlough them. He fired them. They were gone.
Their income has just stopped.
Income finished.
Yeah.
Look, guys, if you want to make sure that for future reference you don't take any hits, be in touch with us. We're here to help. Be in touch with us, and we'll make sure that we take care of you. We'll be your personal account managers, and we'll take care of your insurances and tailor it to you. All right, so we're going to take some questions that we had on our live a few weeks back that people were sending in. It's quite interesting, actually, so we're going to take it away. Sia, take us away.
So the first question is...
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know his personal situation, but what I do know is that not having insurance does bleed your pockets. And I feel like somehow, look, I've said it before, millionaire, no millionaire, multi-millionaire, billionaire, your pockets will bleed.
Yeah. So
clearly, the pockets are bleeding. Or if they're not bleeding, they're in pain somehow. They've been affected.
Yeah.
So employees, all this stuff. Do you understand? And the government's coming up with a scheme where they're saying they're paying people 80% of
for furlough
of their wages and whatnot, right? Now, a lot of people don't know because they actually don't own businesses. That's actually a loan they're given to business owners. Yeah. It's a loan that obviously Creeps and Cones or Creps and Cones is gonna have to pay
You're
back.
such an uncle.
Oh my God, what is it?
Creps and
Is it
Cones.
Creps and Cones?
Yeah.
Sorry, forgive me.
Creeps and Cones.
Sorry, forgive me. So Creps and Cones, obviously, if they take that, you know, that it's a loan that's going to be offered to them. If they take it, they're going to be able to pay 80% of the, you know, and they're going to have to pay that back. And it's quite stressful. And you can solve all these problems by having the right cover.
Yeah. And also, I think people sometimes think, oh, because, you know, status, they think that status has something to do with being knowledgeable, and it doesn't. We have clients that are earning a lot of money, their status is on a different level, and they're still not knowledgeable on the correct products that they're supposed to have. So yeah, it could be that he's in a position where, you know, and it's not just him, but he could be in a position where there isn't the right products in place, and now it's a decision between taking the money out of your own pocket versus a policy paying out and you being good to rely on that. I think Afronation is a sticky one, because I think there's different elements of Afronation involved when it comes to money. Because people paid for flights, they paid for a hotel, they've paid for wristbands to enter the venue. So some of that money has gone to airlines, some of that money has gone to Afronation. I personally feel like there probably wasn't the best insurances put in place. Only because...
Do you think they had pandemic insurance?
No. I don't think so.
Big organization like that?
So, yeah, but a lot of people don't... Okay, before COVID, how many people were thinking about a pandemic? Or how many people even knew of a pandemic?
Some people think pandemic is a drink. They don't even know they don't even know it's real.
It's real. I don't think a lot of people even thought about a pandemic or what that consists of, what that looks like for their business, or for them as an individual. I don't know when was the last?
The last pandemic was in 1918.
So most of us weren't even alive.
Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't alive. So
Sure.
it's not, no, definitely not. So obviously it's not our reality.
Yeah.
But it is, I'm grateful, I should say, and somehow, because I always try to see the good in the bad. I'm grateful for this COVID-19 because it's opened up a lot of eyes to the importance of having insurance, and to the importance of making sure that your business is well secured, especially young business owners, that this world is new to them.
Yeah.
You know, most of them go into business thinking about cash flow only, but you need to go into business not only thinking about cash flow, but thinking about what can I do to protect myself from the
risks.
hits,
Yeah.
the risks.
I think that's even more important than the cash flow.
Yeah, because you can have cash flow, and then lose everything.
And lose everything just like
if you're
that.
not protected.
Hopefully you've learned a lot about protection in this short segment of Money Matters. We will be back again with another episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, of course. And if you need any information, if you'd like to contact myself or Max, our emails are at the bottom as always.